The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman. Your car, our passion. And by Dorman Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures. Visit dormanday.ky.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local environment. This is where we address the topics that matter. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, Cayman. Welcome to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. It is Tuesday, February 17th. And we're just coming off of Valentine's weekend. I know it's Tuesday, so I know you probably discussed the weekend already yesterday, but it's my first time on air for the beginning of the week. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Valentine's weekend. I hope it was a romantic, love-filled, or at least an upful weekend for all of the listeners. This morning on The Buzz, in the first segment, we're going to be having a little bit of open line. So you can give me a call if you have some things that are on your mind that you want to discuss, or if you just want to share some of your thoughts or share a good story. The numbers to call are 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or you can WhatsApp call or text us at 925-3261. So like I said, we're coming off of Valentine's weekend. So if you had a good Valentine's story that you want to share, you know the numbers to call. Last week on The Buzz, we were celebrating Valentine's with some giveaways to help people get in the mood and just to help people celebrate the day of love and just feel a little better about it, Sometimes it's a hard occasion for those who have lost a loved one, and for some of those who are perpetually single, the bitter ones that don't believe in Valentine's, sometimes we just need to show them a little bit of extra love. So that's what we did last week on The Buzz. We were asking people to share some of their Valentine's or their love stories for Valentine's, and they were then gifted with some amazing prizes. So many people called in with their love stories last week, and it started off as just a Valentine's giveaway on The Buzz, and it ended up being a Valentine's giveaway all day on Thursday. I know I had so many prizes to give away. I know that during RC Fusion, Basilia had also so many calls and was sharing amazing love stories, or people were sharing their love stories. It went on throughout the day. I know Doc was still giving out some prizes during Super Jam. And even on Friday, despite us not having any more prizes to give away, people were still calling in with their love story. So I think what we did was pretty effective. It got people in the mood, and it just brought some positive, upful thinking. And that's what I think that we need right now. A huge thank you to all the businesses that did gift us with prizes, including Kirk Market for beautiful bouquets of roses. I had one of the winners reach out to me, send me a picture of the flowers, and say that we just absolutely made their Valentine's. They were so touched and happy to have received the bouquet of roses. Thank you as well to Kirk Freeport and La Perfumerie with their Coach and Dolce & Gabbana fragrances. To Number 11 Spa with a signature 90-minute massage that they gifted us. To Mykonos Restaurant in the Grove. Again, it's the best steak I've had on island. It's at Mykonos. They gifted us with 3 gift certificates valued at $150 each. And to Blossom Day Spa, big up Blaze at Blossom Day Spa, they gifted us with a massage service. So thank you so much for helping to bring a smile to people's faces and to our listeners. Thanks for engaging and sharing your love stories as well. So if you have a good story from the weekend that you want to share, give me a call and share it with us. I don't have any prizes for you today, though, but you can still call and share what's on your mind. The numbers again, 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, or you can WhatsApp us on 925-3261. I do have a listener saying, good morning, Kathy. So thank you for the WhatsApp. Good morning to you as well. If you got something to chat about, let me know. I'm here to talk to you. Now, I have a story that I'd like to share with you from the weekend. It is not a Valentine's love story, but maybe a bit of a Cayman love story right here. So on the weekend, Caymanian filmmaker Frankie Flowers debuted his brand new film titled The Bluff at Pedro St. James Castle, and I believe it also debuted on the BRAC. So we're going to get into the film The Bluff, which I was completely blown away by. But before I do that, we do have a caller on the line. So let's take that call. Good morning. Thank you for calling The Buzz.
Good morning, Miss Cassie Miller. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? I know you were one of my winners from last week.
Yeah. And believe it or not, I haven't picked up my prize yet because when I called to make reservations, they were already all booked up for the day.
Of course. Most places were.
Yeah. So I will get it. I think I'm coming into the studio on Thursday for another reason, and I will collect it at that time. But believe me, it was really appreciated because it's one of the restaurants that my heart has been longing to try. And that gift certificate will give the opportunity. However, the reason I'm calling is because there was a very important element of our love story that I don't know if I forgot or I was just rushed because there was time. But anyway, my honey has sort of reprimanded me a little. He said, you left out one of the most important pieces.
Okay, well, you have to share it then.
That was that the house we built together back in 1976, the house we built together is exactly where I came back and found him. He was sitting on the porch of that same house. And thankfully, that's where we are and where we hope to spend the rest of our lives together. So we came back to the house that we had built together way back then on the first installment of the love story.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, so that's where we are. And we thought that was rather important to state that I think. So he insists that it was me who left because when I came back there, he was sitting on the very same porch.
Right.
The very same house.
He never really left the house, I guess. And I guess he's trying to teach you something right there, or tell you something right there. He was there waiting the whole time.
So that's that. And I will collect my wonderful prize later, for which I'm so grateful to you and your sponsors. All right?
Awesome. Thank you so much as well. I don't think I got to ask you. I want to ask you a question. I know I asked this of some callers. I can't remember if I asked this question of you, but what do you think the secret is to a long-lasting relationship?
Well, you see, Kathy, I'm not the right person to ask that question to. I have to be very, very honest because even though our love story spans 53 or 54 years, there was a 47-year hiatus. So it wouldn't be fair for me. And the other relationships that I've had somehow didn't seem to make it either. So I'm going to hold back on that one, let you ask somebody who has truly been together for 60 years.
Well, then a different question for you. A different question. When it comes to forgiveness and giving love a second chance.
Oh, I'm all for that. I'm 100% for that. And that's how we have treated this, you know. There was a 47-year gap. Listen, some wonderful things happened in there. Some beautiful children were born. Other things. But as for holding anything again, no, we just regard it as that period of time when other things were meant to be. And now we're moving on, and hopefully we'll write the final chapter of our story together.
Lovely, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing with us. And come and grab your gift certificate this week so you can enjoy a wonderful Mykonos restaurant.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, Miss Kathy.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
What's so interesting to me about that is, I would say in this era right now, a lot of women and young girls are taught, don't give that second chance. And if somebody fumbled you that first time, don't go back to them. They knew what they were doing, and you're just kind of giving them a chance to hurt you all over again. So, sometimes that's ingrained in us. Maybe men get that lesson as well. Don't give somebody a second chance. They knew what they were doing the first time. And perhaps they did, and perhaps they didn't really have all the tools that they needed to have a successful relationship the first time, or at least one that was positive. So based on our caller story right there, 47-year hiatus from the first marriage to remarrying, her first husband, I think it shows the power of redemption, of forgiveness, of second chances. So some things might be taught to us, but not everything taught to us is right for us. So we have to have our own discernment. So thank you for sharing that story with us again, caller. I loved hearing it. So that was another great Valentine story that we had from last week. And she just had to come and give an important detail that the husband said she left out, was that they returned to the house that they had built together after a 47-year hiatus. Well, he never really left it, I guess. He was waiting in the house for her. So it just shows you that was part of their foundation. And they still have that together, and hopefully will, create lasting memories ongoing. I'm going to turn back to when I was talking about the movie The Bluff. Now, it premiered in Grand Cayman on Saturday night, and it also premiered in the BRAC. I'm going to pretend it was on Sunday. Just because at the premiere on Saturday, Frankie Flowers did say it is the very first time that The Bluff is being shown to an audience in the entire world. So we had the very, very first, the actual global premiere of The Bluff right here in Grand Cayman on Saturday, February 14th at Pedro St. James Castle. I'm going to talk about this movie. Absolutely amazing. So many cultural references. The friend that I was with beside me the whole time, I thought maybe they'd kick us out because she was so proud and so excited, and just, every kind of Caymanian reference that was in that film, she kept shouting it out, and just in praise and in celebration of the film. So we're going to get into the little bit of the details about The Bluff. We're going to take a quick commercial break right now, but when we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit about it without giving away the plot and how the movie goes. But let's take a quick commercial break, and I'll be back with you in just a few.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Richard Ellsworth Bush, 1860-1944.
Richard Ellsworth Bush went to sea at the age of 16. His parents passed away in 1887, and he took care of his sisters and brothers. He was one of the few men in the Cayman Islands who had a Master Mariner certificate from England. He was also a boat builder, modeling, building, and sailing 4 vessels: the Firefly, the Lily, the Gladwin, and the 79-ton Klosking, which he co-owned with 2 other men. Richard Bush saved 2 men from drowning during the storms in Georgetown Harbor. Richard Bush was the father of Gladwin Bush, better known as Miss Lassie.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
This Ash Wednesday, February 18th, celebrate harvesting harmony at the 57th Annual Cayman Islands Agricultural Show from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. Food, farming, culture, and community come together at the grounds in Lower Valley. Hosted by the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society and the Ministry of Agriculture. This one-day extravaganza is packed with Caymanian pride, family fun, and great prizes to be won. Don't miss it. Follow Cayman Agriculture on Facebook and Instagram for all of the details.
Sponsored by the Department of Agriculture, Pepsi, Quality Feed, Ale Thompson's, Terra Vegetation and Maintenance, and Radio Cayman.
Happy 50th anniversary Radio Cayman. What an enormous legacy that has been made by Radio Cayman. God bless all of the employees, past and present, that have made Radio Cayman special. So as we celebrate this 50th anniversary, as we celebrate improvements and renovations to Radio Cayman, let's be thankful for the first 50 years, and Lord willing, ingenuity willing, collaboration willing, another 50 for Radio Cayman. Happy anniversary.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. It is a beautiful, somewhat gray skies, but still beautiful out there. Tuesday, February 17th. Right now, I'm going to talk quickly about the movie The Bluff, which is directed by Frankie Flowers, Cayman's own. It debuted, worldwide debut, in Grand Cayman on Saturday, February 14th at Pedro St. James Castle. It was an absolutely beautiful setting. I want to big up the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Heritage. Geez, I hope that's exactly what you guys are called these days. And for the setup that you guys did, because it was really, really nice. Of course, I got there quite late. So I missed the beginning festivities, but I understand there was food. There was just like a social going on. It was a really good time. So for this movie, I'm very, very appreciative of it. It was mostly filmed in Cayman Brac, Australia, and then there was a third location that Frankie had mentioned, but I forget what the third location is. So it's, as I said, an amazing movie, completely action-packed. It's a pirate movie with a heroine lead. And the premise is trying to save Cayman Brac from a pirate invasion. The movie starred Hollywood actress, I always say her name wrong, Priyanka Chopra, I think that's it. I feel really bad. She's married to Nick Jonas. I can say his name just because I have a bit of a crush on him. But she's a huge Hollywood actress. And the movie was also produced by Zoe Saldana, an Academy Award winner, and Frankie Flowers. I believe Frankie mentioned that there's 3 Saldana sisters that were also in attendance on Saturday night that are also producers in the movie. So they have a bit of a stake in The Bluff. They have a really long-standing tie with the Cayman Islands, at least Zoe Saldana does, because she starred in Haven, his first, I believe it was Frankie's first movie, way back. Like I think that came out around Ivan, either right after Ivan or something like that. So I have Haven somewhere at home on DVD. That's how old it is, guys. So, except for the lead actress, everybody was there on Saturday night, and it was just it was packed. Pedro St. James was packed with people. There was so many touches and cultural references throughout the movie. Caymanian would very much appreciate this. And if you've been living here long enough like I am and think you're also Caymanian, you would love it. So from hearing Munsey's boat playing in the background of one scene, to the smoke pot that the lead walks with in the beginning of the movie to fend away mosquitoes, to the Kirkconnell ship that was stationed in the Brack, to the catboat references, to the conch shell lining the walkway, up to the home, to turtle shells hanging on the walls, to the rich seafaring history of Caymanians. The cultural references and nuances were throughout this movie, and Frankie Flowers did an amazing job at telling a story of piracy, which has roots in Cayman history. The action was incredible, so fast-paced, and it kept me entertained and at the edge of my seat a lot of the time. One thing I really appreciate about the movie was how well the story was told of the heroine. And I don't want to give it away, so I won't tell her story. But I love how the story was told. I loved how many references of Cayman culture it had. And I loved all the action and intersecting storylines. All ages can appreciate this movie, and I guarantee you that kids to teenagers are going to love this movie. So what I appreciated before the movie began was Frankie giving a bit of an intro as to why he created this movie, and he invited Zoe Saldana to the stage to also speak. In summary, him and Zoe said that they're both people from the Caribbean, her being from the Dominican Republic and him being from right here in Cayman. And together, they're bringing to Hollywood the stories of the Caribbean. Finally, by people from the Caribbean. Stories of Caribbean people, stories of Caribbean legacy. And they did a fine job with the bluff. Interestingly enough, the movie did premiere 2 years after and almost to the exact date of the Cayman premiere of One Love, the Bob Marley movie, which Frankie was also a part of. And that's such a crazy coincidence to me. He seems to like to premiere his movies in Cayman around Valentine's. So that's a beautiful story that I have over the weekend. And I also want to know, did anybody attend the Roots Rock Reggae concert with Freddie McGregor? His children, Zosha, who's a radio personality with a compass and a great entertainer. She was on stage with her dad along with Chino and Stephen McGregor. And from what I saw, it was good vibes. I did go to the show last year. It's a bit of a warm-up to the Ag Show. And remember, the Ag Show takes place tomorrow at the Stacey Watler Pavilion. So we'll get into that at 8:15 because that's who I'm going to be talking with, is some representatives for the Ag Show. I'm going to take a sharp pivot right now. So if you weren't at the premiere, you have to wait to see the Bluff movie. It will be streaming on Amazon Prime Video February 25th, okay? So you want to hang on for the Bluff movie if you didn't see the premiere in Cayman over the weekend. February 25th on Amazon Prime. Right now I'm going to pivot to a statement that was released by the PPM on February 11th. I am highlighting this because on Thursday, the 19th of February, at 8:15, I will be having Opposition Leader, the Honourable Joey Hugh, and Honourable Roy McTaggart from the PPM join me in studio to discuss this statement. So before I say anything further, let me just read the statement as is. It was issued February 11th. Government's fee reconsideration confirms budget measures were rushed. The People's Progressive Movement says government's decision to reconsider several of its proposed fee increases reinforces concerns raised by the opposition from the outset of the budget debate, that the financial strategy being pursued is rushed, unclear, and risks placing unnecessary strain on Caymanians. From the moment these new and increased fees were introduced, the PPM cautioned that the measures appeared to lack sufficient economic modeling and meaningful consultation, particularly with small business owners and Caymanian stakeholders. Government's reconsideration now signals that those concerns were well-founded. This is exactly what we warned about, said Honourable Joseph Hugh, Leader of the Opposition. You cannot introduce sweeping fee increases, present them as necessary for the country's finances, and then reconsider them after the public concern without creating uncertainty. Caymanians deserve a government that plans properly, consults properly, and delivers a budget that is credible from day one. That is precisely why the PPM abstained from supporting these measures, because the process was rushed and the financial justification was not clear. End quote. Honourable Roy McTaggart, the PPM's finance spokesperson and former Minister of Finance, said the government's reversal raises serious concerns about whether the proposed increases were supported by proper financial analysis. The inescapable conclusion is that they weren't. When revenue measures, quote, when revenue measures are introduced and then reconsidered, it calls into question the reliability of the projections underpinning the budget and creates unnecessary uncertainty and instability for both the public and the business community, McTaggart said. This is not about political point scoring, it is about the financial credibility and responsible governance. When a budget is presented, projected revenues from new and increased fees form a critical part of the country's fiscal framework. If those measures are now being scaled back, the public deserves clear answers. How will any resulting revenue shortfall be addressed? Will expenditure be adjusted? Will projects be deferred? Or will alternative revenue measures be introduced? The Premier himself acknowledged during the Finance Committee that consultation was still underway on the government's proposed revenue measures. At the same time, government is proposing to borrow $236 million over 2026 and 2027 without clearly outlining how these funds will be used, a lack of transparency that the PPM has repeatedly highlighted as unacceptable. These borrowings would push national debt to a record of $634 million by the end of 2027, with government also signaling a further $85 million in borrowing in 2028, potentially raising total debt to approximately $655 million. In other words, Caymanians are being asked to accept a financial strategy of tax, borrow, and spend, while key revenue measures are still being reconsidered after public concerns were raised. Sound fiscal management requires careful planning before measures are announced, not after the backlash. The PPM warned that abrupt fee increases would impact households already facing cost of living pressures and create uncertainty in the business community. Budget stability and investor confidence depend on predictability, transparency, and disciplined execution. The Cayman Islands deserves steady financial leadership, thoughtful consultation, and policies grounded in long-term sustainability. The PPM remains committed to advocating for responsible budgeting and balanced solutions that protect both our people and our economic future. And that is the end of that statement by the PPM that was released on February 11th. So time doesn't really allow because I got about a minute. And I did want to tease a couple ideas here, but a reminder that the MPs and opposition leader, Honourable Joey Hugh and the Honourable Roy McTaggart, will be on the buzz this Thursday to discuss this in depth. I'd like to be able to summarize the statement a little bit and talk about some of the key points. I got just under a minute, so I'm going to try to go through that. But I also want to bring up that according to government statements, I want to give a little bit of context here when it comes to the fee reconsiderations. So according to the government statements and recent reporting, some of the specific fees being reconsidered include the controversial driver license fee increases for non-Caymanians, which drew quite a lot of concern, as well as potential adjustments to liquor license fees and other commerce-related charges. Allegedly, operational and fairness issues were part of why those fees are under analysis. And guess what? I don't have time to summarize what that statement said. But in just to really quickly point out, the statement really talks about the central claim that the budget was rushed, that there is uncertainty around revenue projections. The borrowing concern is another key point of the PPM statement, and the perhaps most notably for all is the likely impact on the cost of living that the fee increases will bring. So, if you want to hear more about the PPM and what they have to say about the statement that they released, you got to hang out with me on Thursday on The Buzz because they will be joining me at 8:15 to discuss that statement in depth. And you know I love this because, I had a conversation with our Minister of Finance, the Honourable Rolston Anglin at the end of December when I asked some of these questions, and he said none of these fees will be rolled back. There will be no impact to the cost of living for Caymanians. That was said in the interview, so we are looking to see what has changed since then. Let's go to the 8 a.m. news, and they'll be talking about the Ag Show at 8:15.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. 9 Cuban migrants are repatriated while another group of irregular migrants landed in Grand Cayman on Monday. Here's Radio Cayman's Jevi Ebanks.
According to officials, the 9 men were returned to Cuba last Friday, traveling on a scheduled Cayman Airways flight at around 1:20 p.m. This latest operation brings the total number of migrants repatriated to Cuba so far this year to 13. CBC Director Bruce Smith thanked all partner agencies involved, calling it, quote, another successful operation, and confirmed that additional repatriation flights will be arranged as processing continues. Separately, 6 adult male Cuban migrants arrived in Grand Cayman after being rescued at sea by a passing vessel. They were handed over to CBC officers on arrival and are now being processed in line with Cayman Islands law and the country's international obligations. Jevi Ebanks, Radio Cayman News.
Local high-achieving students are celebrated and awarded. CIG TV's Kafar Augustin has more.
Chloe Reed and Maria Robinson have each been awarded $100,000 towards their tertiary education following exemplary high school careers. Ministry for Education and Training, the Honorable Ralston Anglin, proudly presented the awards during a special reception.
I want to, on behalf of the government, truly congratulate the two of you, tell you how proud we are, how proud this moment is for us as a community. And we are waiting with just excitement to see both of your journeys unfold.
One of the most prestigious academic honors available to Caymanian students, the GHSS Award, provides up to CI $100,000 per year for high-achieving government high school graduates to study at QS Top 100 University. Now in its 4th year, the scholarship reflects the Ministry of Education's commitment to fostering academic excellence, leadership, and community service.
And the annual Agriculture Show is one of the largest events on Grand Cayman, attracting thousands of people from across the country looking for great deals, good produce, and some tasty local food. But in years past, traffic has been a bit of a nightmare. Organizer Rhonda Kelly says they have plans in place to put a dent in that wait time.
We're really going to focus on hopefully getting people to do the park and ride. We have 4 locations that people can just pull in on the road, either coming from town or coming from Bowen town. And we're going to have 2 buses dedicated to each one of those 4 locations. So it should be pretty smooth. If you park towards the end of Agricola, we have a trolley system. So if you have to park a little distance, you also have a trolley that'll take you to and from the entrance. So trying to make it as convenient as possible for people to come and enjoy the event.
Park and rides will be set up at Jason Avenue in front of Heather Bodden's house, Prospect Primary School, the new Church of God Assembly Hall on Shamrock Road, and Bodden Town Primary.
I think they'll find it really convenient, and we'll have like the QR codes on the buses so they can scan the program. So while they're taking the bus ride, instead of focusing on the road, they can focus on seeing what's coming up, seeing the schedule, looking through the program. You know, we'll have a lot of information on the bus.
The 57th Annual Agriculture Show is tomorrow, and this year's theme is Harvesting Harmony, Cayman Culture and Agriculture. More information can be found at Cayman Agriculture on Instagram. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with David Harper. Jesse Jackson, the U.S. civil rights leader who twice ran for the Democratic nomination for president, has died aged 84. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease nearly 10 years ago. Geneva is hosting a second round of indirect talks between the U.S. and Iran on Tehran's nuclear program. Iran is adamant the talks focus solely on the nuclear issue and the potential lifting of U.S. sanctions. As the talks began, Iran announced it was closing part of the strategic Strait of Hormuz for military drills. Russia has carried out another wave of overnight air attacks on civilian energy infrastructure across Ukraine, even as negotiators from both sides were preparing for a third round of talks. President Zelensky renewed his call for tougher sanctions on Russia and more air defense supplies to Kiev. The French authorities have released an oil tanker suspected of helping Russia to avoid sanctions after its owner agreed to pay a multi-million-dollar fine. The Grinch was seized in the Mediterranean last month. There are growing fears of renewed fighting in Ethiopia's Tigray region, following reports of a large-scale mobilization of federal and regional forces along the border. Tariq Rahman has been sworn in as Bangladesh's new leader to head the first elected government since mass protests ousted Sheikh Hasina. President Macron has been meeting the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Mumbai, with key cabinet members also attending. The French leader is in India for a major AI summit. And that's the latest. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
The 7:20 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is brought to you by Credit Union. On the road to 50 years of serving our members. Visit creditunion.ky to join today.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 78 degrees. Relative humidity is 98%. The barometric pressure is 1017 millibars. The wind is out of the east-southeast at 3 knots. Synopsis indicate cloudiness and showers associated with a shear line over the northwest Caribbean may occasionally spread across the Cayman area today, bringing a chance of a few isolated showers. Weather conditions are expected to gradually improve from this evening as the shear line weakens and dissipates. Light easterly winds and slight seas are expected over the Cayman area for the next 24 hours as the pressure gradient remains slack over the northwest Caribbean. Satellite imagery show patches of low-level clouds in and around the Cayman area. Now the forecast for today calling for partly cloudy skies, becoming cloudy at times with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures will rise to the mid-80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Forecast for tonight calling for fair skies with a 20% chance of showers and temperatures falling to the mid-70s tonight. Your winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 9:38, low tide this afternoon at 3:52, and a high tide again tonight at 9:43. The sun will set this evening at 6:25 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:52. And the outlook is calling for similar conditions through Friday morning.
Let's hear it for your Wildcat cheerleaders.
Aunt Angie, weren't you a cheerleader?
The best in the Western Hemisphere, until I attempted that switch kick, double twist roundhouse.
Huh?
Exactly. I must have been in the air for 20 seconds before I fell into that snare drum. I set a world record, though, and thankfully I could trust the CG Medical Portal with my claims. All 37 of them.
The CG Medical Portal. Safe and secure. CG Britcay. Good like that.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, Delano Hislop Pace, 5K and 10K Walk Run is back on April 12th. Whether you're trying to stay a bit fitter, looking to invest more time in your community, or just looking for a reason to get out in the sun, the Delano Hislop Walk Run is the perfect opportunity to keep your goals in check. Visit the Lions Club Facebook page for registration details. The 2026 Delano Hislop Pace Walk Run, Sunday, April 12th. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, proudly serving the community for over 50 years.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning. Let's take a look at what's happening on our roads. Coming off of the Esterly Tibbetts Highway, traffic is flowing at a moderate pace. And off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady bit flowing traffic. And continuing on to Huldah Avenue. And as we turn our attention to the West Bay Road area, traffic flowing moderately in front of the Ritz and coming from the West Bay 4-way stop flowing at a moderate pace. To the east on Shamrock Road, traffic is moderate further up. Further down, a little different story. It's traffic a little steadier as you approach the Linford Pearson Highway and coming off of Agnes Way. Some roads are wet, so please drive with extra caution. As we look to Crew Road, traffic is slow moving, heading to the Georgetown area, and heading east on Crew Road, traffic is moving at a moderate pace. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue flowing pretty good in both directions. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12. We'll give you another look at traffic.
Feeding a crowd? Subway Catering makes it easy. Choose from freshly made sub and wrap platters in 2 sizes, or go for individual boxed meals, complete with a 6-inch sub, cookie, and chips. Perfect for groups of 15 or more. And don't forget dessert. Our freshly baked cookie platters come in 2 sizes, so there's always enough to go around. Visit www.subway.ky to view our catering menu. You can call or email us to place your order. Then choose to pick up in-store or get hassle-free delivery. However you cater, we've got the fresh flavors everyone loves. Subway. Eat fresh. Cater with ease.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we're going to be talking about the 57th Annual Agriculture Show. If you don't know about it, I don't know where you've been, that's for sure. We have in studio Patricia Muschette. She's a Senior Manager of Human Capital Development, Information Manager, and Data Protection Leader. I think she also said she does comms as well with the Department of Agriculture. I'm also welcoming Mrs. Claudette McKenzie Bowen. She's a Manager of Agronomy, the first time I've said the word. Somebody left their phone on accidentally in studio. That would be Orville, who's our other guest, and he's with the Cayman Islands Ag Society and a farmer and longtime exhibitor. Orville, just turn it off. All right. Just exit, turn it off. No need to look at the number calling. Good morning, everybody. How you doing today?
Good morning.
You know, they saw you on the show, and they were like, let me call and let you know that I see you on the show. That's what that was.
You know what? I think somebody's just saying, remember me when you get there, you know?
You know, but you don't forget anybody, so
no,
I know.
No.
You got a big heart.
Even if I don't talk to you for years, I still remember you.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, like you.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in years, but I always remember.
What did you say when you got here? We see each other once a year.
Once a year.
For the ag show.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's true. Which is good.
Yes.
It's great. It's good to see you, though.
It's good to see you, too.
Right.
And welcome as well to my ladies. I haven't had you in studio, I believe, with me before on The Buzz, so
thank you.
It's good to have you on.
It's totally new.
Always a first.
Yes, always a first.
If you could describe a little bit what your roles are within the Department of Agriculture. And Patricia, I'm going to start with you.
Oh my goodness. Well, primarily I manage the HR functions, and as information manager, yes, when those requests come in, I manage that function as well, and then data protection for just ensuring that we're compliant with the Data Protection Act.
Okay, awesome. And Ms. Claudette?
Okay, so I'm the manager for the agronomy unit, and as you said, it's the first time that you're hearing the word. So it is the science and technology involved in growing crop production, looking at soil health and all of that with the farmers to convert the plants that are going into food, feed, fiber, and fuel possibly.
I love it.
So at the department, yes, we would manage all the services that we offer in that regard.
Okay, very interesting. And when you said the word and you first said to me, what do you think agronomy means? And I said, I feel like it's a fusion of 2 words, agriculture and economy. So like the economy of agriculture. And you were like, not really, but as you just described what it is. Yes. A new word for me, so interesting. All right, as we're talking about the 57th Agriculture Show, why do you think it's such a special tradition for Cayman, and especially being on Ash Wednesday?
Yeah, whose question is that?
That's
Mr. Orville. Mr. Orville, you take that one.
Repeat that for me, please.
Why do you think I know you're on your phone, Orville.
Yeah, trying to get that off and get even. Okay, no worries.
What makes the Ag Show such a special tradition for Cayman, and why, especially on Ash Wednesday?
Well, I don't really know the history behind Ash Wednesday, but I take it that because it's a public holiday, and it's to me it's one of the best days when you look at it, because when you look back at agriculture, it's not our actually high peak season of production. You know, mango season starts like in May, June. You know, and a lot of people, you don't find much mangoes at the agriculture show. A lot of stuff like, for example, pumpkins and stuff like that. A lot of people I've heard all their crops came in earlier last month. So there's not much, you know, for them to put out as they would want to. But then it's great to know that because, you know, this is one of our setback. We do have enough stuff to put on show during Ash Wednesday in this season. So, you know, it's something that it gives the farmers the opportunity to showcase what they do have. You know, people are surprised to see some of the crops, some of the livestock that we have on island, not expecting these things, but, you know, they're there. So, you know, people can come out and enjoy themselves, mingle, get some good food, some good local food too, locally produced. Even if it's the pepper that's in it, it's different. It's spice, all those kind of stuff. So, you know, it's something that you get to, as I said, expose what we have in agriculture then for a simple word, right? You know, you get a chance to see what's there. And I encourage people to come out, and it's for the day. As I said, I think it's because it's a public holiday when we can gather everybody out. And for agriculture,
you said something interesting before the show started, that although it's 57 years of the agriculture show, we're actually celebrating 58 years.
It's actually 58 years to my knowledge. I know people have been planting and stuff like that before that time, but you know, since they started celebrating, and that 58 years is because after Hurricane Ivan, I think they didn't have an agriculture show as such.
Understandable.
Yeah, so, you know, I think people think there wasn't much to show, but I think it would be a good time to have a show because telling people that, okay, after the hurricane, we're still not destroyed. We still have some crops. And I think I remember one time saying, if you even have a half a goat, bring it. Because, you know, it's what's left after a disaster. So, you know, don't give up. Just bring your whatever you have. If it's even dying, you know, there's still some life. We still have something to show. So, you know, agriculture is significant because if you look around us now, you can see what's happening, especially when we do have a cold front, for example, simple cold front that then one after the other slow the ships down from coming in. So it means we're depending on getting our food source from elsewhere.
And we have just experienced that. I have definitely just experienced that. The grocery store wars.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? But, you know, and when we have disasters like hurricanes and stuff like that, you know, everything is a delay.
Of course.
As the minister mentioned yesterday, we get our food stuff from one direction. What we might need to do is, if we can produce everything for ourselves, is to try look other sources.
Right.
You know, because if one area shuts down, then, you know, you can look somewhere else. But that should tell us in Cayman that we need to look into our backyards and all the land spaces that are around us and see how much we can put in there. And as I mentioned, you don't have to be a doctor to want to get into agriculture.
I hope not.
Yeah, you know, some people think, oh, you know, I'm heading to nursing school or I'm heading to law school. I can't put my hands in the soil to get it messy, you know. But look at agriculture as something as a side. Like me, I do have my full-time job, but agriculture, as I said, it's therapeutic for me. You know,
it's a part of a lifestyle for you as well.
Yes.
What do you think with the show being evolved over the years? How has it evolved over the years in terms of size, activities, and community involvement? How has it grown?
I can say from my experience being in it for years, because I remember when I came here, got involved into radio, agriculture, because my main thing when we actually started doing broadcast at the event, you know, I was still a farmer then.
Okay.
You know, so I got into it, and
you were a farmer then, so you kind of had that background, a different kind of insight.
Right. You know, and my thing was to promote the show from then, and you know, since I was in it, I could actually say, but it actually grows over the years, to be honest with you. In terms of the amount of farmers we do have, farmers increase. What I would love to see is more younger farmers. So let me say maybe the older ones, because we're the younger ones now.
I feel like we're planting the seeds for the younger ones.
Yeah, but you can plant the seeds, but then I think the younger ones are supposed to be planting the seeds. Because you have people who reap and don't plant. Yeah, so if you teach them to plant, then they won't just want to reap. They would know how to plant too. Because a lot of people, as I say, there are kids out there who don't know a goat right here in the island. Yeah, And I took some goats to the school, and the kid said, "Is that a dog?" No, serious. So we have to be educating our kids. That's what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm.
Children live what they learn. So if we start agriculture from in the schools and get up. I mean, I didn't start it at 15. We grew up going to the ground in hampers on parents' back and watching them in hamper basket, nursing the kids. So you're growing up in the ground, going to the fields.
It's always been a part of activities growing up.
Yeah, so
Patricia, I want to turn to you because I think when we started, or even right before we started the show, I should say, you mentioned that the ag show started, was it at the cricket grounds?
Actually, it was behind the public library, but I remember attending when it was at the cricket field. And if memory serves me correct, it was actually a requirement for us to go. Our teachers actually took us. So we actually attended in our school, because of school, it was a requirement for us to go. And growing up in Cayman, I remember agriculture being in school. That was actually part of our curriculum when we were in high school. So for me, one of the things that I would like to see, I know you have a question about where we would like to see agriculture in the future in the Cayman Islands. And to Mr. Orville's point, I would like to see more young people getting involved in agriculture, knowing the importance of it. Also, speaking to what you were mentioning before about going into the supermarkets and seeing the shelves empty, that should be an eye-opener for people to recognize the importance of agriculture and the need for us to actually start maybe even introducing technologies and innovation and stuff, because some people, I think younger people don't want to dig in the dirt and stuff, or maybe they could come up with new technologies so that they can ensure that they're able to grow their own and sustain themselves, so that when we have situations where we have cold fronts and the shelves are empty, we don't have to necessarily rely on imports. We can produce our own.
Right, we definitely saw that with the recent cold fronts. As I said, I had my own grocery wars that were happening. Do you think that having to go to the ag show as a youth, with school, I'm going to assume that it wasn't on Ash Wednesday back then. Mm-hmm. Do you think that made a difference in your interest?
Definitely. I also remember the project that we used to have where we were given a little bean seed and we had to put it on a piece of tissue, and you took so much pride in seeing when it sprouted, and you wanted to make sure it survived and then actually see it turn into a tree for me, it was, I understood. And even as I was saying to Mr. Orville before, I grew up in Bowen town, so going to the land with my grandmother, seeing her with her basket and going and sitting there and actually digging in the dirt and pulling out a sweet potato, or seeing her grow a neeseberry tree and you going up there and you're actually picking your own little neeseberries and mangoes off it. Those are memories for me, and that helped drive the importance of agriculture for me.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, no worries.
Why do you think Caymanians connect so deeply with agriculture, even those that aren't really farmers? I mean, you're not a farmer, right, Patricia?
Oh, no, not by far. I think agriculture connects people because at the end of the day, food connects us all. So whether someone is a farmer or not, every single person depends on the land for nourishment. So there's something deeply human about planting something, watching it grow, and then seeing the result of that care and patience that you put into growing that plant. Actually,
that was beautifully said.
Yeah,
food does connect us very much.
Definitely, and it farming to me, spread love. That's me. If you're a farmer and you're not caring and loving, because you have to give that love to the animals and to the plants, and you have to care. It's a lot of time, and as I said, it's therapeutical. You learn a lot. You learn about nature, what nature can do and what nature can't do, and what you have to do to enhance what you have, Because take, for example, different areas you have soil, and to me, everywhere you go, the soil and the climate is different.
Right.
So people said, they didn't think that certain things could grow here. My thing is anything will grow if you plant it. Yeah, but you might not reap as much as you gain from somewhere else where the climate is different and the soil is different. So what I tend to do, I try experimenting. As I said, I have a gardening company. A lot of stuff I don't take to the public dump. Take garbage there. Vegetation I take to my farm behind the prison in Northwood.
Okay.
I made compost, right? I dried it down, turn it, and I mix it with my manure from my goat farm, my cow farm, and I bag it, keep it for a couple of months, and then I try to set a seed in it and plant something in it. And if it works, it works. And I tell you what, it's working because I have my banana trees and my plantain trees, and you can see the result from, doing these things yourself. So we have to get creative. And actually, there's, as someone mentioned, technology and all those kind of things is different, so we can do a lot. A gentleman over at Home Gas, I think John is from Canada, but very, very good people to talk to. They're good people here in the island with some good knowledge.
Of course.
And he's saying there's a lot of ways that we can do stuff here in Ireland to farm, in terms of farming. Fishery, he mentioned. And I'm saying fishery, okay. In the North Sound, there's a lot of areas that you can actually fence, cord off, and use it as a replenishing zone and a production zone in the mangroves. And I look back at it and I say, wow. Might sound crazy, but it's a great idea. So I hope that somebody will take up something like that. And, in agriculture, Miss
Claudette.
Bowen,
That's the development of the fisheries industry.
Somebody will have to mention it. And I guess you guys have the source to investigate and it's agriculture.
Yeah.
When you look at it, and then
and there are countries that have a developed fisheries industry, so it could be organized.
And
here
look
as
at
well.
is it just natural?
Is that viable for Cayman?
It could be if it's managed. If it's a resource that would have to be managed properly, and I think so far, with the laws that governs the fishing in the Cayman Islands. If an industry were to be streamlined properly, it could work.
It could work. Okay, that's. I don't think I've heard somebody mention.
Will work.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard somebody mention them having fisheries here. So I think that's
But it's actually being
idea.
done because you do have local fishermen who go out and they fish and they sell the fresh fish that's caught in the Cayman Islands waters to the supermarkets. So sometimes when you go into the store, you're seeing local snappers and groupers that are caught in Cayman's waters.
Okay, you can get them along the shorelines.
I definitely go to my neighbors for that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We all have our source of supply.
And I've definitely learned the hard way that I cannot. What is it called? Gutta fish.
You got
to cut it open.
That you have to just bring me the fillet pieces. That's
okay.
it.
Right there with you.
Yes, thank you.
I absolutely agree.
I guess you only know how to cook and eat, right?
We'll just gut it.
Not
Yeah, I can cook it. I can cook it. No problem. I can eat it. But
the scaling and the cleaning and the gutting
terrible.
and
You have to have the right knife, first of all. I thought I did.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong. I was completely wrong. I brought it back to my neighbor, and he's just kind of looking at me like, well, 2/3 of the grouper is just gone now.
Were you using a dinner knife instead
I
of
felt so bad. I don't know what kind of knife. Not a sharp enough knife.
You learned though, right?
I did. I learned that I cannot be doing that, and somebody else needs to be gutting the fish so I can save all the flesh for myself, all the meat.
Point. That's the whole point of life. We live and we learn.
Yes. Yeah.
Right,
Very
so-
true.
so
very
yeah.
true. We're going to take a quick commercial break right now, and when we come back, we are going to continue our discussion about the 57th Annual Agriculture Show.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation
on a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. We are talking about the 57th Annual Agriculture Show, and in the studio with me, I have Patricia Muschette. She's a Senior Manager, Human Capital Development, Information Manager, and Data Protection Leader with the Department of Agriculture. Also from the Department of Agriculture, we have Mrs. Claudette McKenzie Bowen. I already asked you and I said it wrong both times, I think. Bowen. Manager of Agronomy.
Jeez, this word.
Yeah, I'm really trying not to trip up over it either. Yes. And we also have Orville Daniels, who is part of the Cayman Islands Ag Society and a farmer and longtime exhibitor. And man, you have to know who Orville is if you've been listening to Radio Cayman long enough, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Now, I love hearing, I guess, the different approaches here to farming and, you know, our experience with it so far. I don't really have that much of a green thumb myself. I try with my little snake plants, which apparently are hard to die, but you can kill them. I've learnt, again, the hard way. But I appreciate what I think the ministry is doing, Ministry of Plahi, and what the Department of Ag is doing in reaching out to the society, whether it's the school programs that you have going on, I'm totally saying it wrong. I want to say lunchbox, but it's not a lunchbox.
Grow boxes.
Thank you. Grow box program, not a lunchbox.
But you know what? Yeah,
a big lunchbox.
Some sort of a box.
It's a lunchbox if you dinner box, if you ask me. Yeah.
That was amazing. From when you launched that program, I remember that those grow boxes were gone right away. It was in like 2-3 days, and then we had to take the PSAs off air. It was this whole thing, so that it clearly signaled that there's a lot of interest here in Cayman. And Orville, this is for you because...
Wow, let me see if I can answer.
Well, you better, because you're the one with the green thumb here. When it comes to traditional farming practices in Cayman, what are they? Do we have to... Do farmers here farm differently or approach farming differently in Cayman based on the soil, the climate, the environment?
Yes. Approaching, one of my main thing, knowledge. You do things based on what you know. And some farmers are open for learning. Some, it's my way, you know, and it's what I know. And some farmers are ready to teach and not open to learn. So it to me, anything you do in life, you got to be open. You have to approach it with an open mind and not an empty one. People say there's small mind and big minds, but I don't believe in the size of it. Small mind can do what a big mind can do. When it's empty, now that's useless. When it's open, so we have to approach things in an open mind and don't look at where it's coming from, where the source is coming from. Look at how it's helpful the source is. Because sometimes I might suggest something and somebody might say, oh, he don't know what he's talking about, just by looking at you. And if they get to know and see what you're doing, then we can learn. So it's the way you approach things, right? And my way of doing things, I observe. As I say, I experiment. I try to look at things, and I see where I, as a farmer, would plant something, and it didn't strive. And when I look back at it, I say, oh, you know what? It's too deep. You plant too much into the soil. So the next one I try, I take it a little bit up, instead of burying it too much. And so, you know, you have to try a little bit of everything. So that's how it is. It's not, everybody approach things differently. And what I am open to is to learn from each person, learn from my experience, and then share my knowledge. I'm not going to be here, and I don't see no one is going to be here for the rest of eternity. So what we have to do is to pass our knowledge on.
Yes.
Experience, I told my little one, my daughter, experience is not hereditary. It's something we have to share. When people die, they don't leave their experiences with you unless you sit and talk about it and share it. So what I do, I would love, even if I don't leave cash behind, I don't leave a building behind to share. I want to make sure I leave a mark of saying I teach somebody this, or you learn this from me. I was able to, leave something you can remember.
Have you learned from other farmers?
Oh, yeah.
Have you learned certain methods and farming practices and techniques that could work here? I mean, clearly it's going to be different for different crops, I guess, but do you learn, are they able to give knowledge and share knowledge freely?
Well, what I do, as I said before, not everybody is open to share. But what I'm somebody like this, I can observe. I can look at you for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, see what you're doing. Yeah, so I'm like that.
So you're still soaking up the knowledge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you're going to get it.
That was something that we learned last week as well, too. We met with 2 female farmers in the community, and they were saying that they appreciated that sharing knowledge amongst themselves as well, learning from other farmers as to what worked well for them and what didn't work. Or some of them even had like something that was extremely exotic, and so they got it to grow, and they were able to share that with another farmer in the community.
Yeah, so as I said, this is the approach, and if we're open to learning and open to challenge new things, and the Department of Agriculture is there. Sometimes there's some things Ms. Claudette can remember. I'm the one who's called and said, okay, what do you use for so and so in terms of fertilizer, pesticide, whatever. So that's one of the reasons for being here, not just to say, okay, we are agricultural department. You can learn a lot. I mean, they're the experts.
And we're going to hear a lot more from Claudette very, very soon right here.
So with respect to Orville's point, one of the things that stood out for me when I started working in the Cayman Islands was that a lot of the farmers were still planting according to the farmer's almanac, looking at the moon, the cycle of the moon and the tide and so forth to determine when to plant specific things, while we would have taken a more scientific approach and plant whenever we decide that we're going to plant. And everything has its merits, because one thing I will never do is discount what the traditional method of planting is. So you do have farmers who say, today is not a good day to plant crops that will bear above ground or what will bear beneath the soil. So that's part of the traditional farming practices that still happens in this country.
That's so interesting to me.
Yes.
Because it's almost based on feeling.
Not
entirely, but
the moon and all that has to do with it, yeah.
But that's rooted in tradition.
It's rooted in tradition. Yes. Well, we would take a more scientific approach and plant whenever, prepare seedlings whenever. We've had experiences where we were growing some seedlings for a particular farmer because he has a specific type of peppers he wanted. And he told us that he needed the seeds sown on a particular day to coincide with the moon cycle. We didn't question it because we're there to serve the farmers, and if that is his desire, then that's what we're going to do. So
interesting. So now what about if a farmer is going through maybe some issues and you can present a scientific approach in how they can deal with that, but yet you're dealing with now a farmer who's very used to their traditional ways and don't want to really hear about the science behind something. Do you ever get that kind of conflict?
Not so much, because I think generally farmers are open to suggestions and changes, and if you can prove to them that what you're telling them will work, you're most likely always given the opportunity to prove to them. If you try to do it and it doesn't work, then of course you're going to hear about it. But yes, they're usually very open to changes and to see if something different will work.
What's interesting to me about what you said is that I'm somehow more intrigued by farming when you mention that the farmers will be looking at the moons and the tides and all that. For some reason that intrigues me more to be like, I kind of want to find out about this.
And it's not only for crops, because even for livestock, it's the same thing. Yeah. Yes.
Even people going to fishermen. They look at the moon and say, you know what, it's not a good time to go fishing.
Yeah, it's...
Or, the wind, the weather, if it's choppy.
The clouds in the sky would indicate if there will be an abundance of fish to be
And
caught.
this goes back centuries in cultures, and not just with farming or fishing, but like other things, which we're not going to get into that in the context of this convo. But
You know what a gentleman from the Eastern District said to me? He said if he's going to fish on any day and he's heading east, and he look at all the cattle and they're underneath a tree laying down, he said, don't go, because you're not going to get a fish.
Wow.
Because they're on lunch break, just like the cows are chilling. He said, that's the fish are chilling. They're not going to feed, they're not. So, there are ways to look at it. And they look at the clouds and can tell the type of fish that's out there.
And this is not something you're going to read in a book. This is from experience that you're going to
You're
going to gain by somebody in the field, no pun intended.
As Miss Claudette mentioned, the McDonald Almanac, it's
the Farmer's Almanac,
Almanac, sort of tell you on which days you can fish, farm, as I said, above ground, stuff that goes above ground, stuff that goes in the vine, and which time you can apply a weed killer.
Okay.
So there's a date that you can apply weed killer. It's more effective. So, as I said, there's this traditional knowledge, but then as she mentioned, there's things that you can do scientifically and with even experimenting yourself. So, you see what works.
There's so many different ways. Now, I know, Orville, with you have a business and you also farm, and there's so many people out there who, farm, maybe it's their therapy for them, which, Orville, you've mentioned can be therapeutic for you as well. For some people, it's a full-time job for them. Is farming full-time sustainable in Cayman? Are we moving towards where it can be, a sustainable living for people in Cayman? And how is the Department of Agriculture helping to support farmers? They're trying to make that transition.
I can tell you there are farmers who are full-time.
Yes.
A lot of farmers, some are bigger than some, but there are a lot of part-time farmers also like myself. But I know for sure with what's happening with agriculture and the government subsidies, it's a big benefit. And then that's why I encourage people to make use of it, get into farming, become agricultural society member, just get involved, go to the agricultural department, get some knowledge, because I know they have their thing of growing seeds and all those kind of stuff. And somebody is there for you to talk to, I know that. What we're doing now and they're doing, and as I say, I have a company, a gardening company. I take care of our Red Bay Primary School, have 2 full-time staff, and I'm improving on their grow boxes. We put about 10 other grow boxes, about maybe 10 feet by 16 feet a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to donate a goat to them. So we're going to build a goat pen.
Awesome.
Cage, just so the kids can get involved.
That's awesome.
That's my aim, to get the kids involved.
So you do have a partnership then with the Department of Agriculture with it's improving the grow boxes too, right?
That's what we're working
on. But I'd like
Mr.
to hear from Claudette and Patricia when it comes to, is farming really sustainable for, there's some that we do have in Cayman, but is that a growing, no pun intended, is it a growing industry for us?
Yeah.
Okay, so agriculture in the Cayman Islands, as I said, it is growing. More persons are getting involved, and the ministry and the department has really been making the effort to push to get people interested. And so with the ministers and the ministry's launch of the NEST program, the National Egg Strategy, to increase local egg production, where to the point where we could probably be self-sufficient in egg production and reduce the reliance on imported eggs. And the same thing could be done for some crops. We may not be able to be self-sufficient in its entirety for all things, but there are some things that we could grow and increase in production, and it can be profitable. So for seasoning peppers, which is something that is unique and cultural to the Cayman Islands, there's times when you absolutely can't find any.
Claudette,
right?
You should have heard my Cayman stuffed beef Christmas story this year. But
there you go.
Yes.
So everything ties in back to culture and food, but yes, the sector is growing. The ministry and the department is also looking at injecting new genetic material into agriculture, because there is evidence that we need to increase local production. to become self-sustainable in food production for our own food security in the Cayman Islands. So yes, we may not be able to produce everything that we absolutely need to survive and live here, but we can grow the things that we can grow. We can increase in production.
We're definitely improving with the egg production because I can tell you that for a while there, especially when eggs went up, I generally shop at Kirk Market. So when I was there looking for my eggs, only Tuesday afternoons around noon would they release like the local eggs.
Okay.
And I had an egg plug. That's what I called her. So she knew when I was coming for my eggs, and she'd tell me, this is when you have to come, Kathy, because I wanted the local eggs. I wasn't paying $10 for a dozen eggs coming from America and God knows what's going on.
Yes. And even mangoes, Cayman, I think, is pretty good on mangoes.
Oh, yes.
So for me personally, I don't think we needed to import fresh mangoes.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yes,
yeah,
so there are some things that definitely we can look at expanding.
But there's been a lot more eggs now. It's
Yeah.
not just on Tuesdays. It's there almost every day.
Almost every day.
Yeah,
Yes,
so I see
yes,
the improvement
yes.
with the egg production that we got going on in Cayman. We got to go to a quick commercial break right now. When we come back, we're going to get into a little bit more details about the Department of Agriculture's involvement in helping put on the Ag Show, but also everything else that you got going on in the agronomy focus.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Celebrating 50 years of broadcasting in the Cayman Islands, this is Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or belly fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market. And if you're looking for something to do this Ash Wednesday, tomorrow, February 18th, well, the Agriculture Show is the place to be. The show will take place from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. in Lower Valley with food, culture, farming, and fun for the whole family. Great vibes, great people, and prizes up for grabs all day long. Check out Cayman Agriculture on Facebook and Instagram for everything you need to know.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. We are talking about the 57th Annual Agriculture Show, and in studio with me, I have from the Department of Agriculture, I have Patricia Muschette, Claudette McKenzie Bowen, and Orville Daniels. He is an Agricultural Society member and also a farmer and longtime exhibitor. Turning to Claudette here to ask a couple of questions really about, we're going to get into agronomy and crop production, but I want to know first, I spoke about is farming really a sustainable lifestyle in Cayman? Is it a good career to have? And I want to know how the Department of Agriculture is using events like the Ag Show to expose young people to agriculture and future career paths.
So the Agriculture Show is more than just a celebration. It's also an opportunity for us to engage and educate. So we launched our internship program last year. We had a very successful cycle in 2025, received some valuable feedback from participating students. So this year we revamped and strengthened the program, aligning it more closely with the Cayman Islands Government Internship Framework. So on Agriculture Show Day tomorrow, we will be reintroducing the updated program at our HR booth, sharing details about the structure, benefits, and how young people can prepare to apply. The application timelines and further information will also be shared on our social media platforms. In addition to that, we will be highlighting both current and future career paths within the department. As we continue to evolve, we see the need to introduce more roles into the department. So we'll be offering guidance on different career paths so that people can start to prepare for those roles. We want young people to see that agriculture today includes science, innovation, policy, and business, and that there are meaningful long-term career opportunities available right here in Cayman.
Oh, awesome. I mean, you've absolutely introduced some topics, or when it comes to careers in agriculture, that I wouldn't have thought about either.
Yeah.
So are you getting more of an interest from the youth?
We do get a lot of individuals come into the department to intern. I think it's more on the veterinary side. So one of the things is that we do really want to push to get more individuals interested in the agronomy side of things. So everybody wants to be a farmer. Everybody wants to see the animals, but there's still a strong need for us to get more individuals interested in planting crops.
Okay, now, I mean, that was a great segue to Claudette.
Yes.
So I know you briefly told me what agronomy was, but if you could again let our listeners know exactly what agronomy is.
Okay, so agronomy is the science and technology involved in growing crops and converting these crops from the primary production into food, feed, fiber, and fuel. And if you think about it, there is no life without crops. If we take out all the trees on the earth, everything else will basically die. So the issue, though, why we probably are getting less persons involved in the crop side of things is because of the nature of some of the roles. And it comes back to educating the young people about the different roles in agriculture, because the stereotype is already there that it is dirty work and you're always out in the sun. And yes, that might be true.
Very laborious.
It's very laborious, but that's not always the case. Agriculture is one of the most diverse field of science that you have. And so in my case, while I choose to do agronomy, there's the opportunity to become an entomologist, which is the study of insects and all the related pests that could affect Mr. Daniels' crops. You could become a plant pathologist, which deals with the disease aspects of the agricultural crops. You could become a nematologist. You could become a plant breeder.
What's a nematologist?
The person who studies nematodes and the impacts on the crops.
What's a nematode?
Okay, so these are microscopic worms that lives in the soil, and your plant could be looking healthy on top this week, and next week they start to struggle. Yes. And so a lot of people tend to focus on what is happening above ground, but the plants could be struggling because of something that is happening below. And so sometimes we would go on a farm and we see the plants that were struggling, and you pull the plant up. And Mr. Daniels will tell you, as a farmer, they don't like to pull out their crops. But we would go and pull it, and we would show them and say, hey, you're having a nematode issue. So there's just so much more to agriculture than just wearing dirty clothes, digging in the dirt or the soil, or however you may look at it. They're actually very good and lucrative career paths that you can take up in the field of agriculture. So we want to break this stereotype, and I think the launch of the internship program with the department hopefully will generate interest in that regard.
So some of these areas you get into, you can consider yourself a scientist when you're through.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's there's a lot of very scientific
field.
things.
And even if you think about somebody who is a food scientist, all these convenience food that you're getting, your ketchup, it's coming from a tomato plant. Somebody had to sow that seed. A breeder had to develop the tomato seed. Somebody had to grow it, which could be a horticulturalist, could be a farmer, it could be an agronomist. Grow that plant, take it to maturity, harvest it. Food scientists take that tomato fruit, process it, makes it into tomato paste, tomato ketchup that you all love to eat. And so there's the thinking that when your food comes from Foster's or Hurley's, when you pick up a bottle of tomato, if you had breakfast this morning or you had dinner last night, you should thank somebody who is in agriculture.
Yes.
Thank a farmer. Because without all of those steps, we would have none of those convenient foods.
Yes.
That we come to love.
You mentioned food is the staff of life, right?
Connects us all, yeah.
Everyone has to eat. Whether you're a doctor,
Everyone,
a preacher,
yes.
a teacher, you have to eat. So without the food, so the farmer is very, very important. Even if you're a doctor, your farmer is important.
Yes.
We're the ones who feed you. I remember saying that to somebody a couple of years ago, They got into a little argument, and I said, don't worry, I'm going to feed you. But they didn't realize that, okay, they might thought I'm going to feed you, by spooning food in your mouth. And when they saw me a couple of weeks in the supermarket, they were actually buying callaloo and tomato. And, hi, how are you doing? I said, I'm good. I'm just looking at my production that you're picking up. No, serious.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Looking at my production, because those same stuff that she was buying, the callaloo, the tomatoes, the cabbage, was actually from my farm.
I love that.
So I'm feeding myself and everyone else. But guys, the whole thing is, I'm encouraging people to get into farming, especially here in the island, because we're, as Miss Claudette mentioned, we might not be able to be 100% sustainable, but we can stop ourselves from starving for a couple of months until something is restored. I remember
COVID taught me that for sure.
After Hurricane Ivan, I used to do chickens. I had 1,200 chickens behind the prison, but I was slaughtering before the hurricane, and I had a huge deep freeze. I wish I get one like that again, but I had chickens in it and I had goat in it. So when hurricane came, I was able to give 15 chickens to a shelter. That was 150 pounds, 15 chickens, 10 pounds each. And I remember that because it's a good feeling that I was able to help. So I'm saying to you guys, do something that, in times like these, we might have a little extra. If we do farm, so we'll be able to assist somebody. Because if I wasn't a farmer and have those things, I wouldn't be able to help somebody.
Man, Orville, I'm just, because we mentioned the seasoning peppers a little bit earlier, I had such a hunt for seasoning peppers during Christmas, and now that I am remembering that I can reach out to you, a farmer that I know, listen, I know that you guys have special little holdings for some people. I need you to have a special little holding of seasoning peppers for me when it comes. Okay,
well, we can work something. But we
got to work that out.
Let me tell you something again. What I see the issue with seasoned peppers, because seasoned peppers are not spicy. They're amazing. They drop everything into the pot. Yeah, so you kill the seeds and the breed. So if you get a seasoned pepper, and it's ripe, take the seeds out. Drop it in a little styrofoam cup in your backyard or even a kitchen counter. You're going to sprout some trees. But the Scotch bonnet, people take it off and they dump the seeds.
I don't do
They
that.
put it down a little bit because the seed is where the spice is in the Scotch bonnet, right? So what I said to people, even the tomatoes if I get it from the supermarket and from the local farmers, I would squeeze the seeds out into a pot to see if they'll sprout.
Okay.
If they do sprout, I have tomato seeds. What I find now, compared to original seeds, I don't know if maybe because they're more genetically modified stuff. Years ago when we used to plant seeds, we could take a seed from a plant, we plant it. Next year, the next season we get seed, we keep planting. Now what I realize, some stuff you plant, take a seed from it, plant it again, take a seed from it, plant again the next time, the production is not as great as it used to be.
Yes, and that's because the traditional seeds were open pollinated varieties, so you could collect seeds and store those, but the production was not as great. Now, with the increase in the population on the earth, the plant breeders had to come up with innovative ways to increase food production to feed the growing population. So a lot of the varieties that are being sold, they're hybrids. So when you take seeds from them, you may get some fruits the first year and potentially the second year. But yes, the production will go down, or you may end up with what comes out as wild strain. The two parents, you may find that comes out. And you could also end up with liabilities because a lot of those seed varieties are protected. So, Mr. Orville, you have to be careful that you're growing somebody's seeds, and you know.
And how do you protect seed? Hold on, Orville. How do you protect seeds? There's a lot going on there.
Registration of the seed, the varieties, they're protected by law. And so you can't just, like, you know, retailers, you can't just open somebody's seed type and repackage and sell it, because you could end up with lawsuits. Because
it's just like you patent your seed.
Yeah,
basically.
they're patented.
Yeah.
So I think they're patented for a certain period of time, and after that, then they're not.
Right.
Yes. But yeah, a lot of the hybrids are, and so that is why you can't really, or you shouldn't collect seeds and sow them, because they're not necessarily open pollinated varieties, and each year the breeders would go back to their breeding program, but it's also marketing tactics as well, because it forces you as the grower to come back to source to purchase the seed. So
I understand that too. Make another purchase right
yes,
there. That's how business runs.
Right.
We got to go to the 9 a.m. headline news, but when we come back, we're going to go into trends with local crop production.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
The National Coalition for Caymanians Administration reappoints several people to the Cayman Islands National Insurance Company's board of directors, including George McCarthy, who will serve as chair, and Orman Williams as deputy through February 2028. In international news, U.S. civil rights leader Jesse Jackson has died at the age of 84. His family said he died, quote, peacefully this morning, surrounded by his family. In the 1960s, Jackson fought for civil rights alongside Martin Luther King Jr., whose daughter has paid tribute to Jackson as a, quote, gifted negotiator. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2017 and was hospitalized for observation late November after being diagnosed with a degenerative condition. And Hillary Clinton has accused U.S. President Donald Trump's administration of a cover-up over its handling of files related to the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The former U.S. Secretary of State told the BBC, quote, get the files out there. They are slow-walking it. The White House insisted that by releasing the files, they had done, quote, more for the victims than Democrats ever have. Millions of new files related to the late sex offender Epstein were released by the U.S. Department of Justice earlier this month. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz, and we are still talking about the 57th Annual Agriculture Show. In studio with me, I have from the Department of Agriculture, Patricia Muschette and Claudette McKenzie. Bowen. I don't know why.
Not Boeing.
Not Boeing.
Not
Bowen. All right. We also have Orville Daniels, who is a member of the Agricultural Society. Now, I did say we're going to turn to crop production. We'll get into that in a minute, but I do also want to highlight, before I forget, so I've got to highlight and ask about what the new and expanded services the Department of Agriculture is highlighting at the show this year.
Okay, so new services that the department will be highlighting would be the launch of the delivery service, where the department is now offering, because I'm not sure if you're aware, the department is probably the single largest supplier of agricultural inputs in the country. And so in a bid to support our farmers better, they're offering that service where the department would pack the orders and actually deliver it to the farmers in all districts once the order is in place. As a bolster to the crop sector, there's the injection of new plant genetic material to increase coconut germplasm in the country, because you do have farmers who are growing coconuts for water production, because everybody has gotten so health conscious and there's a demand for more coconut water, and so there's the push with the ministry and the department to identify new coconut varieties, and that has been the seed nuts are here, and we're growing them now to see how they will perform here.
I like this,
but I'm sure they will. And in addition to that, we have our usual research programs where we try to identify new crop varieties that will produce well under Cayman conditions. Looking for, with the varieties that will stand up well, especially in the face of the adverse climatic changes. Temperature is getting higher each year. So we need to find varieties that will cope better with the heat. So we're looking for heat-tolerant varieties that are disease-resistant, and so forth. So we do have tomato trial in field now that we're looking at 4 new varieties with a view for planting them on farmers' holdings. Am I missing anything?
No, but I think this would be a great opportunity to also highlight some of our existing programs and services, because one of the things that I find when I first started the department, was that a lot of people are not aware of a lot of the extension services that are provided, especially on the agronomy side. So you have individuals trying to get into backyard farming. They have issues with their plants, and they don't realize that we have qualified individual subject matter experts on staff that will come out for free to their homes to actually, help them with growing. So they may see some type of pest or something on their plant and they're struggling themselves. When we have a team of qualified individuals on at the department that will come out. So that was one of the services that I feel a lot of people are not realizing that we actually offer. So I just wanted to highlight that because
that's a free service.
It's a free service.
That's amazing.
So
that means my green thumb can't go wrong that anymore.
It shouldn't. So yes, it's actually free. And when we do tell people, I'm one of the persons who will come out to check on your plants if you have an issue. And we do routine visits to farms. So we've gone to Mr. Daniels' farm.
Yes.
And this service is actually free. But persons are sometimes KG to call the department to find out. In fact, some persons don't even know that the Department of Agriculture exists. So I'm hoping with us being here today and with this broadcast and the ones we've done before, and the director for agriculture was on before, and the deputy director. So hopefully we're getting some publicity, and persons will reach out to us, because there's also the confusion between us and the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society. Persons aren't aware that there are two different bodies. Right. But we do offer training in crop production, backyard gardening, pest and disease management, the whole works. We, at the department, we offer those services. And in addition to, so that's on the crop side, but the other services that are there, that's always there, and it's not new. You do have the vet services section, which provides ambulatory care for farmers. That's not free though. And they do offer AI services, I think, for those who wants to get their animals artificially inseminated.
Okay.
I'm crossing boundaries.
Yeah.
So what? Yes.
Yeah.
And they have a livestock production personnel who will come out and talk to the farmers about, care of the animals, the nutrition, what needs to be done for them. You also have the animal welfare side of things that will teach you how to manage your pet. I might be trivializing it a bit because it's not my area, but you do have that. They provide guidance on things related to animal welfare, pet care, the whole work. So it's not just, we're not just a building up in Lower Valley standing there idle. We have, and if you come out to the show, this is where you will meet all the expertise in one location.
We have an inside joke every year. We laughed about the plant sale. It's so heavily attended, but yet the nursery is open all year round, selling the same plants at the same price. So we're like, why don't you come to the nursery?
The prices are not increased for the show.
I was going to say, shouldn't they be maybe decreased a little bit?
No.
For the show? No.
Okay.
Here, Mr. Daniel said it should go up.
They should go up.
There's a lot of work to move on.
Yes, just for that reason.
Set up for that, location, all that kind of stuff. And you know what? Since you're waiting for that day, why not pay a little more?
Okay, I feel
when they're sold right through the year.
But the ambience is so much nicer at the show, so and we want to invite people to come because the Department of Agriculture's display tent is right there. So we want people to come into our booth and check it out to see that agriculture is not about digging in the soil and being dirty all the time.
There's more to it.
There's more to it.
The plant sale, I understand, goes like the plants are gone pretty early.
Yes.
So again, there's the competitive factor.
Early bird catches the worm.
Yes.
So,
Thank you for killing the mosquito. By the way.
I don't know if I got him, but
I hope you did.
Yeah. So for your sake,
feeding on me. Thank you.
But you guys, as you mentioned, the plant sale. What I suggest about increasing the fee at the show, you mentioned that you don't get much sale during the year.
No. That's
So if
not
you,
what we
if,
said.
if,
No, that's not what we said. That's not what we said.
It's more than.
She's saying that we sell the same plants right through the year. So but I think there's
such a craziness.
I think it's a nostalgia that people have for going to the show each year, and people look forward to it. So we're not going to.
We were joking on the outside before we came in as well too. The amount of text messages that we got last night, people looking for the price list. It should have been up by now on your social media.
Like
we don't see it because they want to
Yeah.
plan their day out.
Okay.
To know what they're coming, so that when they get into the plant sale, they know exactly where they're going.
Okay. Is there certain plants that are out there this year that people are asking for?
What's the norm?
We can never have too much breadfruit, mangoes, avocados, and soursop.
So Susan said she's interested in a lime tree.
Lime tree, and you can.
Unfortunately for her, the department does not sell citrus.
Okay.
And part of the issue is that with the new diseases that have emerged in the citrus industry, the department does not sell it because eventually the plant will die. It may live as long as 20 years, or you may live a couple months, but the plants will eventually die, And so for us at the department, or maybe because it's government, Mr. Daniel will feel more comfortable coming back and say, hey, you sold me a lime tree and it's dead. It didn't make it, and I need to get a replacement plant. While if he goes to our neighbor and the plant dies, he will not go back and say anything. So knowing that, the disease factor is there, and so we just don't sell citrus. But she could get citrus at another nursery across from Wilty. They bring in citrus plants from California, and so she can go there and purchase.
And it might die just the same too, yeah?
Yes.
It might.
No, sometimes. To be honest with you, sometimes, as I say, climate, again, has a lot to do with things. You take something from a different climate, and to me, again, there's an issue with citrus trees. For years, I've been trying to do lime, because I had a lime tree, 2 lime trees, go crazy.
Remember, citrus was affected by the citrus tristezia virus, and in more recent years, it's taken over now by the citrus greening disease, or Huanglongbing. And so citrus worldwide, they had to reevaluate the rootstock because these plants are budded or grafted. So they had to come up with new rootstocks that are resistant to these two diseases. And so that's where the issue is. The pests that transmit the citrus greening disease to the citrus plants, they exist on island, is the Asian citrus psyllid. And it is here. So invariably, any citrus tree that you have will be affected by either citrus tristezia or citrus greening. And because Cayman has now made swanky the official drink of the Cayman Islands, and a major component, or one of the main ingredients of that is the civil orange.
Not lime.
Not lime, civil orange. That is highly susceptible to citrus tristezia. So a lot of those plants also have died out. So, there's a little push for us to provide some new plants for the community.
Do these diseases that the citrus trees bring, do they affect the other crops? And is that part of a... No, not at all. Okay.
No,
great,
it's unique to citrus.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay, great.
Everything has its effect. There's something affecting everything.
Yeah.
After Hurricane Ivan, I realized that insects that we didn't see on island, you see on island. Ficus, for example, which we call evergreen, it's a plant that people used to use for hedging. After Hurricane Ivan, most of the ficus on the island are actually dying.
Oh.
Silver buttonwood. Didn't used to see black lice on silver buttonwood. Now you plant silver buttonwood, after a while you're going to get black lice on it. The only one that's actually flourishing now is the green buttonwood, which you can find in the swamp. Yeah, and that's susceptible to the island. So when you look at it, ask me, it's a cycle of life. There's things affecting our plants or animals. There's things affecting humans.
Yeah.
COVID, all those kind of things. So it's just, we're going in stages.
Yeah, we are.
It's the cycle of life. So we have to learn to live.
This is why we need some new entomologists.
Yeah, we need
encourage young people to study entomology
serious.
because it would help with crop protection.
We have to take a real quick commercial break right now. I think, ladies, that you were going to leave on this commercial break, so I want to say thank you so much for coming in. We had so much more to talk about. I don't think we even got to we touched slightly on local crop production. We didn't really get to get into that anymore. Man, this conversation could go on for a long time. I'm learning so much here.
Come to the show.
Yes, definitely.
Check us out.
Well, we're gonna go to commercial break. I'm gonna close with Orville. We're gonna talk about some other details with the ag show for sure. We haven't even said the times, the entry, what's going to be happening the day of. So we'll get into those details as well. But thank you so much for being with us on the bus so far this morning.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands. The 6:15 Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by CG Britke. Insurance, health, pensions, life, where people come first.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we're just got maybe about 10 minutes left in the show, and Left with me in studio is Mr. Orville Daniels, and you've been hearing him at least from about 8:15 since we've been talking about the 57th Annual Agriculture Show. He is a member of the Agricultural Society, a farmer and long-time exhibitor. So, Orville, I feel like I learned so much.
Me too.
Just now. You too, you as well.
Yeah,
There's always things to learn.
Always. And, I people always say, I'm too old to learn. But I say, guys, don't tell yourself that. You're never old to learn.
And once you stop learning, you just kind of die out, I think.
Yeah, well, once you stop learning, everything is dying, if you ask me.
You become closed-minded.
Yeah.
And we're about being open-minded, right?
Open-minded and not empty.
Exactly.
Not empty.
I want to talk about a couple of the details of the Ag Show, but because we haven't mentioned it at all, but what's going to go on for the day. So it is happening tomorrow, Ash Wednesday, at the Stacy Watler Pavilion. This is in Lower Valley.
Yes.
It is entry cost $5 for children, $10 for a general entry, or for $25, which you should absolutely do.
Mm-hmm.
There's the entry and raffle tickets.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, I don't have the details on how much the raffle prizes are for this year.
Actually, off the top of my head, there's going to be two $10,000 prizes.
All right. That's what they did last year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it's good. It's great.
Because two people walk away with 10 grand.
10 grand,
It was kind of cool, and one person walked away with a whole chunk. But I mean, now it's double chances to win.
But you know what? If you buy more than one ticket, you might end up with the 10 grand. So,
I like
buy a whole book. Or
open-minded.
Buy 2 books or 3 books, so you can get a chance to get all the prizes.
That's true. Walk away with all of them.
But yeah, 2 $10,000 prizes, and there's a $2,500. I think I have that on my phone, but anyway, we get to that in a little bit.
So the gates open at 7.
Kathy,
close at 6. Big thing there.
Confiscate my phone because it was ringing.
I did put it in another room because we couldn't turn it off.
No worries, buddy. See, technology let you depend on your information that's on your phone. But anyway, I can actually run through some of the stuff that I have here. But as we mentioned, there's consolation prizes, there's gift certificates. We do have sponsors like Pepsi, Home Gas. Home Gas is actually sponsoring the culinary part of it, which with James Jamo.
Yeah, with Jamo.
James Miles. Doing all his cookout, which is going good. Teaching a lot of kids about cooking and
he does a great job with that program.
Traditional stuff, cooking local. That's what I like. I always say tradition, like farming, is actually going out of style because the young people are not getting involved.
I don't think so. I feel like it's the opposite way.
No. What's happening now? Yes, what's happening now? If we're getting it into the schools and into the young people, but as I said, this stereotype thing about being a farmer, dirty-handed, a lot of people didn't do it. Not only here in Cayman, because I went back to Jamaica a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago. We grew up planting rice, and you know what? In my community, you can't even find a rice seed, a rice grain. Nobody's planting rice anymore.
I never knew that they used to plant rice in Jamaica.
Wow. Oh. I'm always looking at over the airport, from between the cricket field and the runway right there. That could be a nice rice field.
I guess we could see what happens to it.
No, serious, it could be, But rice, sugarcane, all those kind of stuff. As I said, we grew up on farm. Corn, plantain, pumpkins, you name it. Potatoes, beans.
See, I think I understand a bit of a disconnect the youth might have. So when I look back at my mom's upbringing, she grew up in a farm, like way up in the hills in Serbia. And, having to go there as a child, you have fun on a farm, right? But God forbid I have to do any farm chores. No, absolutely not. So I really kind of detested farming. I really much did. And then where I kind of grew up, throughout elementary school and high school, so many farms around, do not take me to a farm. It's not my thing. I'm not dating a farmer. Nothing. I'm not marrying a farmer. I'm not moving to farmland. I'm not doing anything like this. Is how I used to really
look at
now.
Life,
it's changed a little bit. I very much appreciate it. I still don't want to live on a farm. I'm still not waking up at 4 a.m. to milk any cows or feed chickens or whatever it is. That stuff is not happening.
But living on a farm doesn't say you have to do that. But you know what? If you live on a farm,
I love the animals.
But if you live on the farm, you might find yourself doing that. Because you have the animals to deal with. And you know what? Maybe you'll feel jealous seeing somebody else doing it and you're not being a part of it. So you want to get involved.
Well, I love the animals, but I think what we're seeing as I think Patricia and Claudette mentioned, that there's a focus on wellness and healthy living. So I think what is turning is more of an interest that people are having on our food. Where is it coming from? How natural is it? Because we've seen, especially with food scientists, how we can alter the taste of food just so you can become addicted to it. The worst food, the worst chemicals in it, just to addict you and get you hooked, right? And so we're appreciating your natural organic food a lot more.
Oh, definitely. We should. We should, because as the minister was here yesterday, he mentioned that there's a place you can get a burger that's made from mushroom. All this kind of stuff. There's veggie burgers. You cannot tell the difference. You know, I don't know. When you season it, put it together,
bit of a difference, but everything's all get mashed up anyways.
Yeah, it's a bit of a difference, but something you can digest.
Still flavorful.
Oh, nice, lovely, and it's
still nutritious.
It's healthy.
Yeah.
Right. So those are some of the stuff when we look at scientific things. But you know what? As farmers, we can create our own stuff once we have what to do it.
Yes.
Right. Mr. Claudette mentioned tomato paste. That's something you can do. You can make your own ketchup.
Yeah.
If you reap the tomatoes. Years ago, the Lighthouse Restaurant, they used to buy tomatoes from me. We used to have a lot of tomatoes. I mean, you know, I don't do it as much now, but they used to be I used to supply. I can plant a field and I guarantee they'll take everything. And what's left, if it's even spoiled, not spoiled, but damaged, they'll buy those off you at a cost. And they'll make their paste. And you know, they used to make pizza and stuff like that. So all those stuff that is, you know, whatever they're cooking, they will serve. So I learned from a lot of stuff from Chef Remy. He's still around, you know, Chef Remy.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay, great guy.
Yeah, great.
Good cook. So, you know, he used to be in mangoes, puree mangoes. That's something we can get into a business here in Cayman. Mango producers can actually puree the mangoes, put it in containers, export it.
Yeah.
For a drink, mango.
That's what I was thinking when Claudette mentioned the coconut water production that is happening here and the different coconut seeds that they have here now, and they're kind of testing this. I was on Instagram a couple of years ago, and it was a really well-known entrepreneur who I had to unfollow, and his wife, who she came out with Skims, which is a shapewear company. So I forget who her husband is, and I don't even really want to mention the name. But anyway, they came up with coconut water. So they came to the Caribbean, and they had some coconut water. They see how much it is part of culture here in the Caribbean. And they went and they said, oh, we have this all natural coconut water with like 7, 8, 10 ingredients in there that I could read. And I was like, but that's not all natural coconut water. And they claimed it was the very first on the market. And I was like, no, but I mean, like, look at Grace, for example. There's companies in the Caribbean that have been producing this for decades that it is basically all natural coconut water.
Right.
But yours isn't. But you're capitalizing on the Caribbean and marketing it in a way that is not true. And I said, but why can't Cayman do that? Why can't Jamaica just, you know, mass produce even more coconut water, right? These things like this, man, these people know what the treasures that we have here.
Yes, they do. Because you know what, let me just run you down to something. Years ago, I think Jamaica, is it Belize or Brazil? They were destroying coconuts because coconut was bad for you, and there was a disease for coconuts, all those kind of stuff. They were going to these countries destroying coconut trees.
Wow.
Yeah, I can remember that. Can't remember exactly when and which year. Now these thing going, oh, coconut oil is not good for you. Destroys cholesterol, bad for your cholesterol, all this kind of stuff. Now, the U.S. and other countries are producing coconut oil, and it's the best thing that's happening in the world. So why, come on. When I have it was no good. Now you have it, it's the best thing. Right now they're telling you coconut oil lowers your cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, by 22%, and all this kind of stuff. Coconut oil is good for your skin, it's good for your hair. Those are natural, real stuff, and those are what the old people used to use. We grew up not knowing lotion, but we know coconut oil for our skin and our hair, and even what we call now gum pulling. You put a spoonful of coconut oil in your mouth, switch it around your teeth, keep it there for as long as you wish, and it's a way of pulling plaque from around your teeth.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow. I learned something again.
Okay.
I learned something again.
The benefits of all the stuff we have around us. But then again, there's a lot of stuff, as we mentioned, that wasn't any good because we produce it. Now somebody's taking it, producing it, and selling it back to us as one of the best things that ever happened in the world.
With a lot more unnecessary ingredients.
Yeah, okay. Some things are called medical, that is full of chemicals. So why is not called chemical? medicine instead of, medical medicine.
And a lot of things that are branded organic actually aren't at all. You're allowed to brand things organic, and there's nothing organic about that item at all.
And what's organic? I mean, organic is stuff that are 100% natural.
100%. That includes the cleanest water.
Yes.
The cleanest.
Yes.
So you have to have your irrigation system has to be completely pure.
Yeah. So you can't give your plant
organic.
Okay, if you're giving them natural fertilizer, now you can say organic. But if you're putting any sort of chemical stuff on it, even a spoonful, it's not organic.
I feel you. All right, Orville, we got to end the show. So before we end the show, I want to remind people that the tickets are available at Funky Tangs and Event Pro. You can pay at the gate. There is also free park and ride. There's 4 locations, but I do want to say I took that new highway. I don't know what it's called, but it's just the very end of the Newlands bypass road, which is, I think that's what that road's called, where you could either turn left to go towards Newlands or right to go towards Countryside.
Okay.
Now you can just go straight.
Well, you can go straight. And you know what? The roundabout that's just built in between Agricola, right in front of Agricola and Shamrock Road, it's going to make a big difference.
I didn't even see that.
Wow.
Was that in the past week?
Yes.
Okay.
It was proposed to be finished before the agriculture. You know what? They did it.
Good.
And,
Good.
Congrats, as the minister said to those guys and to the minister himself, because I think that was one of the reasons why this whole thing is a roundabout. If you're coming from east, you can actually take your left into Agricola, and if you're going, you go indicate.
Right.
And all I'm saying to these guys, there's roads, we can use them, and we can use them effectively if we use them the right way. Indicate where you're going, all those kind of stuff. A lot of people, no, serious. That's what's confusing. People see a stop sign, they don't stop. Stop says stop. They slow down. And even when the traffic is clear, when you get to a stop sign, it says stop. It didn't say slow. So
that's very true.
Make sure if the road is clear, you stop. Now, when you get to a roundabout, it says give way. Give way if something is coming. If something is not coming, why are you going to stop?
Yeah, exactly,
what are you? So keep
the flow.
We need to actually know what it is and understand our traffic.
All right, we got to wrap this up, Orville. We got to wrap it up.
Okay, quickly we mentioned some of our sponsors. We do have Pepsi. We do have Home Gas. We have Cayman Islands Humane Society. Some of the stuff what we're going to have. We have Agriculture, Department of Health, Environmental Health, and Department of Environment. Some of the stuff we're going to have the sing-along. Actually, the gate opens at 7, closes at 6. We're going to have the horse parade, which is the opening, the ringing of the bell, entrance of the governor, and some of the stuff we have, opening ceremony mentioned, sing-along with Miss Isadora, the inflatables for the kids toys and novelties, the dunk tank. That's fun.
That is fun.
Yeah. And then going to have the electric bull. Have you ever tried that?
I have. Not here, but I have.
Okay, well, we want to see you on that this year. They said the return of the horse show. We're going to have the horse show this year.
Lovely.
Pony rides, petting zoo. Those are 5 of my goats. They're about 10 months old now.
Oh, nice.
That I nurse by nipple bottles from about a week old, less than a week. And they can follow you around the whole grounds, maybe around the whole island if you do. So those are for petting.
Call me, because when they're brand new little baby goats, I'll come and feed them.
Well, I have quite a lot of baby ones now. Cayman Islands Humane Society pet adoption booth will be there. Excuse me, they're going to be adopting puppies.
Nice.
But again, puppies are cute to everybody when they're small. Now, if you get one,
they're always cute.
If you get one, Kathy, take it home. You're going to have to care for it even when it's.
Oh, me? You did.
Yeah, right.
My dog has the best life in the entire world. There's no way I don't confuse dogs and goats like some of those children that you mentioned earlier did. You don't curry dogs, you curry goats.
You spoil them, yeah.
Listen,
we
got to wrap up the show right now, Orville. So hold on. Before you say anything else, I got to wrap it up. I do want to remind people that there is a free park and ride locations. I was giving those locations. So we have the Church of God Multipurpose Hall on Shamrock Road, the Theoline McCoy Primary School in Boddentown, Joanna Clark Primary School in Savannah, and the Jason Avenue on Shamrock Road. You can do free park and ride there as well. Okay, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us on The Buzz this morning. Make sure you're there at the 57th Annual Agriculture Show tomorrow at the Stacy Watler Pavilion in Lower Valley.
Thank you.
The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman, your car, our passion. And by Dorman Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures. Visit dormanday.ky.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Said I got to be free. Oh yeah. Got to be free. Got to be free. Give me that. Girl, I've got it takes. And that just mean I can't be late. All my life I've been wanting you, girl. You just can't be my wife. Take it from me, I'm as free as a bird in the tree. Ooh yeah. You got to understand me. Oh yeah. Girl, I've got a day. And that just means I can't stay late. Whoa, whoa, yeah. All my life, I've been warning you, girl. You just can't be my wife. Take it from me, I'm as free as the honey bee. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Do-do-do-do-do-do. All right. Ooh, yeah. I said, I hope you're hearing me straight. Oh, yeah. I said, girl, I've got a date. And I ain't gonna be late. No way. Girl, I've got a date. And I just mean I can't stay late. All my life I've been wanting you, girl. Not just once or twice. Take this from me, I'm as free as the honey bee. Yeah. Oh yeah. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I got to be free. Got to be free. Na 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 na. Said I got to be free. Got to be free. You can take it from me. Girl, I've got a date. And that just means that I can't stay late. Ooh yeah. Girl, I've got a date. I ain't gonna be late. No way. Girl, I've got free, free, na 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 na. But I've got a date. Girl, I've got a date. Ooh, yeah. it's wrong, but it's much too strong to let it go now. Ooh, we've got to be extra careful that we don't build our hopes up too high. Yeah, she's got her own obligation, and so do I. Me, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, we've got a thing going on and on. Boy, we both know that it's wrong, oh, but it's much too strong to let it go now. Yeah, well, it's time for us to believe it, and it hurts so much, inside. Now she's gotta go her own way, I'll go mine. Tomorrow we'll meet at the same place, the same time. Me, Mrs. Jones, yeah, she had hurt so much, and now we gotta go. But tomorrow we'll meet at the same place, the same time. And I'll get wet. Oh no, she gotta go now. We've got it going on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh yeah.
Under the big tree, where everyone would be, having a big party down Ardeen. Ardeen cooking up a rundown, people dancing all around. The whole of watering place down Ardeen. Everyone having fun, and the food can't done down Ardeen in watering place. The best yam cake around, lemonade to chase it down Ardeen in watering place. When the whistle blow, Bully will let you know it's time for you to go down Ardeen. Plenty fresh beef and pork, Seppi giving jokes, Tida and Why and Sammy down Ardeen. The whole family having fun, and the food can't done down Ardeen in watering place. The best yam cake around, lemonade to chase it down Ardeen in watering place. Even if you're young and bold, Ardeen would say, never go old. And a big smile coming from Ardeen. Ardeen reaching to 101 was a blessing in the sun, and everyone really loved Ardeen. Everyone having fun, the food can't done down Ardeen in watering place. The best yam cake around, lemonade to chase it down Ardeen in watering place. people from Weston too, even Grandma Doodoo. Everybody they coming down and dance. The O'Connor family around, the Scots and the Browns. Everybody they running down and dance. Everyone having fun and the food can done. Down and dance in Watering Place. The best yam cake around, lemonade to chase it down. Down and dance in Watering Place.
If you or your loved one is facing cancer, only Sylvester will stand firmly by your side at every step, from diagnosis through survivorship, providing you and your family peace of mind and assisting with everything you need before, during, and after your stay with us. Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center is South Florida's only NCI-designated cancer center and specializes in treating the most complex cancer cases. Your first-class cancer care is just a flight away. Learn more at sylvester.org.
Radio Cayman News.
2 Cuban male migrants escaped the Immigration Detention Center at Fairbanks.
Part of the submarine cable modernization project.
Shark bites are an extremely rare occurrence.
And it also looked like you were having fun up there.
Yes.
I feel like I played my piece really well, and the vibe was just really good.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
7 days a week.
Celebrating 50 years of broadcasting in the Cayman Islands.
50 years of music.
This is Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
50 years of life. We are the rhythm of the city.
Radio Cayman.
Shining through. The rain has stopped and the skies are blue, yeah. And oh, what a revelation to see. Someone was saying, I love you to me. I want in a million. Chance of a lifetime, girl, in life, show compassion and send to me a stroke of luck called you. I want in a million, girl. Oh yes, I was a lonely man with empty arms to fill. Then I find a peace and happiness to call my own. And life is worth living again. For to love you to me is to live, yeah. I want in a million. Chance of a lifetime, girl, in life, show compassion and send to me a stroke of luck called you. I want in a million, girl. One in a million, you, girl. Oh yes, yeah. I was a lonely man with empty arms to fill.
The Man Sanchez.
And I find a peace and happiness to call my own. And and life is worth living again. For to love you to me is to live. Oh, one in a million. Chance of a lifetime.
Feel good reggae music on a Tuesday morning with the Cayman's breakfast session.
And send to me a stroke of luck. Hold you. Oh, one in a million, girl.
Ow, 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 ow. I ain't much on Casanova. Me and Romeo and Helen and friends. Can't you see how much I really love you? And I sing it to you time and time again. I ain't much too serious, and I don't wanna let you down. I love, I love, I love, I love you, baby. Don't you know I wanna be your man? So let me love you. Hear you whispering into my ears now, baby. Let me love you. Feel your warm body close to me now, baby. Oh yeah. I ain't much on Casanova. Me and Romeo and Helen and friends, friends. Can't you see how much I really love you? And I sing it to you time and time again. Oh, Casanova, Casanova, I can't let it get away. Oh, baby, Casanova. Oh, yeah, Casanova, can't let it get away. I ain't much too serious, and I don't wanna let you down. I love, I love, I love, I love you, baby. Don't you know I wanna be your man? Let me love you. Hear you whispering inside my ears now, baby. Let me love you. Feel your warm body close to me now, baby. Yeah, baby. I ain't much on Casanova. Me and Romeo and Helen and friends. Can't you see how much I really love you? And I sing it to you time and time again. Oh, Casanova, Casanova, I can't let it get away. Oh yeah, Casanova, oh baby, Casanova, I can't let it get.
Baby, don't worry, don't worry. Oh no, no, no. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. You're so attractive. distracted? Why are you behaving like this? As if you've got doubts inside. Baby, there's no reason to hide. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Not only good looking, you like to taste so fine cuisine. For you that make vacancy, baby, you've got your PhD. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Change a thing, darling, I'm so proud of you. Your examples are so true. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. You're so attractive. Why are you behaving like this? As if you've got doubts inside. Baby, there's no reason to hide. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me, oh my, I'm gonna tell you why. Not only good looking, you like to taste her fine cuisine. For you they make vacancy, baby, you've got your PhD. Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't be shy. Oh me.
The people live in sweet, sweet love. Oh yeah, I feel the vibes. Lord knows it feels right. We can feel your love, boy, flowing amongst mankind. Give thanks to sweet reggae music and this positive vibe. Reggae music send a positive charge to the hearts of mankind. Reggae bring back love. Bring back love in the heart of the ghetto. Reggae bring back sweet, sweet love. Oh yeah, it's all coming back. The way we used to vibes. Oh, brothers and sisters, in a dancehall style. Oh, what a sweet sensation. Rastaman vibration. Take hold of reggae sensation. Reggae bring back love in the heart of the people. Reggae bring back sweet, sweet love. Oh Lord, reggae bring back love all across the world, Lord. Reggae bring back sweet, sweet love. Give somebody to play a solo. Let the people feel good, man. Come on. Bring back love. sweet, sweet love. Oh yeah, it's so nice, it's so sweet, it's so beautiful to see. The people live in sweet, sweet love. Oh Lord.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, no Cayman, on right. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Appointments for the National Housing Development Trust. The National Coalition for Caymanians Administration has reappointed Denniston Tibbetts as the deputy chair through 2028. He joins Chair Mark Scotland, whose appointment extends through January next year. In international news, a scandal at the Winter Olympics has left the Canadian curling teams on the defensive and Canadians reeling over the crack in their country's polite persona. Over the weekend, Canadian curler Mark Kennedy had an expletive-filled outburst after Sweden accused him of cheating during a match, and later said his team might be the target of a, quote, premeditated attack by their rivals. Kennedy was accused of double touching the stone a second time after initially releasing it down the ice. The next day, Canadian women's captain Rachel Holman was accused of using the same move. Both have denied the accusations, but Canada's curling teams, who historically have dominated the sport, now face questions over their tactics. And police in Arizona say family members of Nancy Guthrie have been cleared as possible suspects as speculation grows on social media about the whereabouts of the missing 84-year-old mother of NBC anchor Savannah Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff's Office, which is leading the investigation, says the family has been nothing but cooperative and, quote, gracious and are victims in this case. The Pima County Sheriff says that his office sent out the statement because people had been, quote, attacking the innocent. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional,